Excuse the old man one moment, he needs to discuss root beer.
This is my local HEB, located in Kemah, Texas. For those of you that do not live in the state of Texas, this is what an HEB looks like. It's an enormous store with a lot of things in it, a lot of good things. Their stores are very clean. They're very well lit. They have a large variety of foods, flours and things for the outside, potato chips, large variety of laundry detergent. Now, one thing they don't have is a large variety of root beer because they don't have Zuberfizz. Let's go in and take a look at the shelves. Look at the variety of cupcakes, cakes, huge variety. A lot of it sold out, but there's still more coming. Look at this, look at that, look at that. Wines and spirits. All you want. More than you can imagine. Look at all of it. An alcoholic's paradise. Anything, everything ever made. Look at all of it. Such a variety. Now compare that to the soda aisle. Look, we've got boiling root beer. We've got Maine root beer. We've got Abrita. We've got St. Arnold's. We got Virgil's. I highly suggest nobody buy that. It tastes terrible. We got ICB root beer. What we don't have is Zuberfizz root. We have live soda root beer with probiotics. Who would stock all that and no Zuberfizz? You're gonna stock that crap, but not the best thing around. Makes no sense. Now, am I saying don't shop at HEB? Certainly not. As you can tell, I bought me some root beer anyway. Not what I wanted. Maybe a 7 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 like Zuberfizz. But HEB as a grocery store is second to none. Well, maybe second to those that carry Zuberfizz. Get on the ball, HEB. Get that Zuberfizz in here.
We hope you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.
A Jeep, a drone, and an old man.
Howdy, everybody. Sorry for that little lengthy intro there, but I had to get that HEB/root beer situation off my chest. Anyway, we find ourselves here for Battleship Texas Photo Archaeology, and it worked that time, Volume 2. Now let's get into this photograph and see what we got here. I find something strange in this photo, which I never knew, and we'll go over that when we get into the photograph. So here we go. Let's get into this rascal. All right, let's take a dive into this picture here. There's obviously an inspection going on, but I have found something that I find weird, or strange, I should say, in this photograph. So let's zoom in and go section by section on this. We'll zoom up to 300 times. We'll start in the lower corner and just work our way across. Not much odd here, not anything odd here. The sun's from the shadows of these guys, the sun's high in the sky. I'd say probably about, from our perspective, about the 10 o'clock position. Anybody know what this rank is? Is he the captain of the ship? I'm not familiar with naval ranks, so I'm not sure if he's the captain. I don't find anything strange in these uniforms. Everybody's wearing shoes this time. I see nothing strange there. I've located this on the ship. As a matter of fact, I've sat on that and rested before. So this would be a perfect candidate for a then and now photograph. The photo is not dated, but I'm going to guess that it's in the 40s. However, easily I could be wrong. Nothing out here in the ocean anywhere that can be seen. Now, this is a little interesting. It looks like the ship is not moving, or it's moving very, very slowly. There's no white water coming off the ship. Looks like just waves that have hit the ship and deflected off of it. Now these gentlemen here all look, well, up to about here. They all look very young, especially this guy right here. He looks like a teenager. So I see no insignia on any of them. This guy here, well, this guy here and this guy here, they both, it may just be a reflection of something on the ship or the way the sun is hitting them, but this guy here especially looks very light-skinned. Skinned? Is that a word? Let's look that up.
Skinned. Skinned.
Skinned.
Go figure, I guess it is.
Looks like he might be redheaded. This guy here too. Now the hair doesn't look red, but it is a old color photograph, so the color's not real good, but their skin tones are just a lot lighter than everybody else's, it appears. So has anybody decided? Put it in the comments. Is this guy a captain? Or is he a lower rank, just doing an inspection of the troops? This guy, I see no rank on him at all. Nor this guy, but he's basically covered up by this fella. There's obviously an inspection going on there. Now this guy, you can see some insignia on him. Let's blow him up a little bit here. I'm going to say he's a chief petty officer. Now some of you guys that have been in the Navy can tell better than I, but if I'm not mistaken, Chief Petty Officer did not have the stars at the top of their insignia, but I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know what rank that gentleman is. Now this guy, he may be a Marine. He's wearing a white belt. Nobody else is. I know Marines dress blues. They have a white belt. Maybe he's a Marine. This could be a holster or the butt of a rifle. Is it the butt of a rifle? Not sure. Go up a little bit to the aircraft here. Now what I find interesting in this section of the photograph is it appears that there is no prop on the aircraft. Why in the world would that be? Is it being offloaded or onloaded, possibly? Would they take the prop off of that? Nothing in the sky out this direction. Nothing really to see here. Still nothing in the sky. Coming back to the crane. On the crane, looks to me like it's got a handrail here to walk out on it, maybe for repairs to this pulley or greasing the pulley area. The cables look like they run through the middle of the arm and then come back out here. So surely there's some maintenance work that needs to be done to this assembly here, and I'm thinking that's a handrail to walk up the outside of that crane and get that maintenance work done there. Here's what I'm finding really interesting about this photograph. We've got one aircraft right here, but we've also got another wing, and this is as far over as the aircraft, as far over as the photo goes, but we've got another wing to a second aircraft here. Now, I only thought that there was one aircraft on the Battleship Texas. So I did some looking into this, and I found out that there was actually two Kingfishers on the Battleship Texas. Does anybody know anything about that? I've always understood there to be one aircraft, but when I looked it up, it seems to have been two. Let me know in the comments what you might know about that. We've got some sailors up here. Looks like we've got some folks up here as well. And that's about all there is to this photograph that I can see. Anybody else see anything? Let me know. Sorry about my voice. I've got a little allergy situation going on here. This is my biggest curiosity about this photograph. Why the aircraft does not have a prop. And obviously we can't tell whether this one does or not, but I'm going to assume since this one does not, this one does not either. Anyway, if any of you folks found something I did not find, if the rank on this gentleman is not a chief petty officer, if he's something else, let me know. Who is this cat here? Don't see any insignia on him at all. This guy, I'm fairly confident, is the captain. We've got another officer here. No telling what rank or even what he's doing. So anyway, you guys let me know what you see in this photograph. Got a bit more interesting photograph coming up next time. Photograph of several men loading one of the 5-inch guns. And it does have some things in it that I find, two things in it particularly, that I find very interesting. Simply because I can't figure either one of them out. So when we get to that, you guys can help me figure it out. I, of course, am going to put a link to that photograph in the description of this video. So take a look at that next week's photograph and see what you guys think. See if you know, or see if you can find the two things I have questions about. See if our minds match in the next video. Now, I'd like to thank everybody that came along for this little trip. Tell me what you think. Do you see in this photo what I see? Do you see something else? Do you see something I missed? Did I get the rank on that officer correct? I was not in the Navy. So you guys that were in the Navy, tell me, is that the right rank for that fella, or is he a different rank? Here's the photograph we'll be looking at next week. Looks like a couple fellas loading a 5-inch gun. I find some strange things about that photograph right from the get-go. I'm not going to mention them right now. We'll see at the end of next week if you guys agree with me, if you caught the same thing. I'll put the link to the photograph down in the description of this video. So look it up, take a close look at it, see if you find anything strange about that photograph. I find two things that I find strange, interesting. One of them's a little abnormal, I think. But anyway, we'll get into that next week when we do that photograph. It's been a Jeep, a drone, and an old man. We'll be seeing you next time.